Before we begin, I want you to notice something. You're here because there's a kind of guilt you can't explain. A heavy, quiet guilt that follows you, even on days when you did nothing wrong. You might wake up already feeling it. That tightness in your chest. That sense that you owe someone something. Even when no one is asking. You replay conversations you should be done with by now. You question your tone. Your timing. Your boundaries. You apologize, not just to other people, but to yourself. For existing. For taking up space. For needing rest. And if that's you, I want you to hear this before we go any further. This guilt is not proof that you're a bad person. It is proof that you were trained to abandon yourself to survive. If you feel guilty even though you did nothing wrong, you are not broken. You are not immoral. You are not too sensitive. You are responding exactly the way someone does after emotional manipulation and narcissistic abuse. And for the next little while, you don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to explain anything. You don't need to prove you're good. You are safe here. In this video, I'm going to name things you were never allowed to name. We're going to talk about why guilt follows you long after the relationship ended. Why you feel responsible for other people's emotions. Why setting boundaries makes your body panic. Why choosing yourself feels wrong, even when it's necessary. And by the end of this video, I want you to understand something deeply. The guilt you carry does not belong to you. There is no rushing here. No fixing. No pressure. Just truth. And gentleness. And the beginning of relief. Let's talk about the guilt no one warned you about. Not the guilt that comes from harming someone. Not the guilt that leads to repair and growth. But the guilt that shows up when you say no. When you rest. When you stop explaining yourself. When you choose peace. This is called false guilt. False guilt isn't a moral signal. It's a trauma response. In narcissistic and emotionally manipulative relationships, guilt is used as a leash. You were made responsible for their mood. Their anger. Their disappointment. Their silence. So your nervous system learned one rule. If they're upset, I must be wrong. That rule didn't disappear when the relationship ended. It lives in your body now. Narcissistic abuse doesn't start with cruelty. It starts with connection. With closeness. With you feeling chosen. And then, slowly, your reality begins to shrink. Your feelings are questioned. Your memory is challenged. Your boundaries are framed as selfish. Your pain is minimized. So you adapt. You explain more. You soften yourself. You apologize faster. You take responsibility for things you didn't cause. Not because you were weak. But because you were trying to survive. And over time, guilt becomes your emotional baseline. Not because you're wrong, but because you were trained to disappear to keep the peace. Here's the part most people don't understand. This kind of guilt doesn't attach itself to cruel people. It attaches itself to the kindest ones. The ones who care. The ones who self-reflect. The ones who don't want to hurt anyone. Your empathy was used against you. While they avoided accountability, you carried both your pain and theirs. You weren't too much. You were carrying too much. Now you're healing. You're learning to say no. To step back. To protect your peace. And suddenly, the guilt gets louder. Your chest tightens. Your stomach drops. Your mind whispers, this is wrong. But listen carefully. That guilt is not your conscience. It's your conditioning. Your body learned that boundaries were dangerous. So when you set one now, your nervous system reacts like something bad is about to happen. Guilt doesn't mean you're hurting someone. Often. It means you're finally protecting yourself. No contact is one of the hardest choices for survivors. Not because you don't know what they did. But because you still care. You wonder if you're cruel. If you're abandoning them. If you're becoming the person they accused you of being. But no contact is not revenge. It's the boundary that says, I cannot heal in the place that broke me. Choosing peace doesn't make you heartless. It means your heart finally matters too. Healing false guilt doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments. Moments where you pause and ask, who taught me this rule? Moments where you choose safety over self-blame. Moments where you say, quietly, I'm allowed to choose what feels safe. Your body will need time to believe this. That's okay. There is nothing wrong with how slow this feels. If no one has ever said this to you before, let me say it now. You didn't imagine the harm. You didn't overreact. You didn't do anything wrong. The guilt you feel is not a truth about who you are. It is evidence of what you survived. And healing doesn't mean becoming cold. It doesn't mean losing your softness. It means no longer using guilt as proof that you deserve pain. You are not bad. You are not selfish. You are not too much. You were just trained to forget yourself. And remembering yourself is not something to feel guilty about. Stay here as long as you need. More healing is coming. You are not alone.